Something big is happening with the way we work. AI isn't just a helpful little tool anymore, it's actually becoming the foundation for how we get things done. So let's break down what this productivity revolution really means for all of us.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle a problem I think we all know too well: work overload. Then, we'll see how a simple AI assistant can be a game changer. After that, we'll look at how these tools connect to automate entire workflows and see just how big this AI adoption wave really is. And finally, we'll peek into the future and see what this new operating system for work looks like.
So let's dive right in, with a feeling that's probably pretty familiar, just being totally and completely swamped at work.
I mean, this really hits the nail on the head, right? You're trying to listen, trying to contribute your own ideas, and at the same time trying to furiously type down every important detail. It's what you'd call cognitive overload, and it's so easy for crucial details or action items to fall through the cracks. And this is exactly the kind of busy work where AI can step in and make a real difference.
So how does AI actually help with this? Well, let's talk about a really powerful but simple tool that's often people's first step into using AI at work: the AI note taker.
Think of an AI note-taker as your own personal assistant for meetings. It's all powered by something called natural language processing, or NLP. Basically, it's just a fancy way of saying the AI can understand and process human language much like we do. It listens in on conversations and makes sense of them.
So how does it actually do this? It's pretty straightforward. First, it transcribes everything in real time, creating a text record of the whole conversation. Then, the magic happens. The AI reads that transcript and pulls out a summary of the most important points. And finally, and this is a game changer, it actually identifies and flags any action items so you know exactly who's doing what next.
And the benefits? They're huge, and you feel them right away. You save time, of course, but more importantly, you get your focus back. You can actually engage in the conversation without worrying about missing something. And this is really key. It's not about replacing anyone. It's about freeing up our attention so we can be more strategic and collaborative. Plus, every meeting becomes a searchable, organized asset for the whole team.
Okay, so an AI note-taker on its own, that's already pretty great. But the real power, the real magic, is unlocked when it starts talking to all the other apps you use every day. This is where we go from just checking off one task to automating whole workflows.
And this next level is what we call workflow automation. The whole idea is actually super simple. It just runs on if this, then that logic. If a meeting is over, then automatically send out the summary. It's like setting up a chain of dominoes that just falls on its own, getting things done for you in the background.
This slide really lays it all out. On the left, you've got the old way, a bunch of separate, manual tasks that eat up so much time. But on the right, that's the automated workflow. It's seamless. One thing just triggers the next, connecting your notes to your project manager, to your email, to your team chat, all without you lifting a finger.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. You can see how one single event at the very beginning, like getting a new customer, can kick off this whole chain reaction across a bunch of different apps. This is where you see the real power, right? It just gets rid of all that tedious manual data entry and keeps everything perfectly in sync.
Now, I know this might sound like something out of science fiction, but this isn't some 5 years from now kind of thing. It is happening right now, and the data shows it's taking off fast.
So you might be wondering, okay, how widespread is this really? Let's take a look at the actual numbers.
Get this. A recent study found that 43%, that's almost half, of all U.S. knowledge workers are already using AI at their job. That's not a small number. That's a massive shift in a very short amount of time.
And it's not just in one corner of the economy. You can see here that while the tech industry is leading, sure, AI is also making huge waves in professional services and even in manufacturing. This really proves it's not a niche thing anymore. It's becoming a fundamental business tool everywhere.
And the impact you can feel is very real. More than half of the folks using these tools are saving over 3 hours a week. Think about that. That's almost a full workday back in your pocket every single month. Time you can now spend on the stuff that actually matters, like big picture thinking or talking to clients.
And this right here is the most important part. It's not just about being faster. When you automate all that repetitive, busy work, it frees people up to focus on the parts of their job that are actually creative, strategic, and, well, more enjoyable. It's about making work better for humans.
So where does this all lead? What's the big picture here?
Well, what we're seeing is the start of a totally new way of working, one that's built from the ground up on integrated AI. The fundamental shift is this. AI started out as a simple tool for personal productivity, helping you write an email or summarize a doc. But now, it's becoming the actual operating system for work, the platform that connects everything and everyone.
And of course, that changes what our jobs actually look like. Our role is shifting. We're moving away from manually doing the repetitive tasks and moving towards supervising the AI that does them. We're spending less time just digging for answers and drafting emails, and a lot more time on what we humans are uniquely good at: synthesis, true creativity, and making smart, strategic decisions.
And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. As these powerful tools take over more and more of the routine work, they free up our collective brain power. The real opportunity here isn't just about doing the same old things a little bit faster. It's about having the freedom to solve completely new problems. So, the question is, what will you build?
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss future videos on AI, productivity, and smarter workflows. Also, I'd love to hear what's working for you. Leave a comment below if you're already using AI in your workflow or have some questions.